Hello students, welcome to Sri Vardhaman Vidyalaya Online Education. Today we will see part 3 of chapter 13, physics part, magnetic effect of electric current. In this part we will discuss about the second pattern, that is a magnetic field pattern due to a circular loop carrying current. So we know that when a current is passes through a straight wire, a magnetic field is produced around it. It has been found that the magnetic effect of the current increase if instead of using a straight wire, the wire is converted into a circular loop. So in the figure, a circular loop or circular wire is fixed to the thin cardboard sheet T. When the current is passes through the circular loop of wire, a magnetic field is produced around it. The pattern of the magnetic field due to the current carrying circular loop is shown in the figure. So you can see in the figure. So in a previous video we have seen that the magnetic current that will be passes through a straight wire. Okay, so in that one you have seen this one. So this is a straight wire. So straight wire conducting, that is metal wire. So in this one the pattern of a magnetic field is like this. So now in this one we are going to see a circular loop. Okay, so that will be in a coil. This one is in a coil. So in a coil we are producing in a different patterns of a magnetic field. Okay, so in this one we have taken a thin cardboard sheet fixed. So the circular wire is fixed on the thin cardboard sheet. So this is in a thin cardboard sheet. So here that is in a circular wire will be fixed. So the pattern of a magnetic field due to the current carrying loop is shown in the figure. So you can see the pattern. So this is the pattern of a circular loop. So the pattern is in this form. So we can see the magnetic field lines are circular near the current carrying loop. So you can see that is in a magnetic field or in a circular loop. Okay. As we move away, the concentric circle present the magnetic field lines become bigger and bigger. So at the center of the circular loop, the magnetic field lines are in a straight. So that you can see in the point P. So that is, as you can move, that is so this is a concentric circle. So if the concentric circle is moved, okay, it will be moves. At last what happens, it will be in a straight line, that is it will be in a straight line. So if you move this one, what happens, at last it will become in a straight line. So that is given. As we move away, the concentric circle magnetic field lines become bigger and bigger. At the center of the circular loop, the magnetic field lines are in a straight. So that is, you can see in the figure. So this will be the straight one. So by applying a right hand thumb rule, it can be seen that each segment of the circular loop carrying current produces a magnetic field lines in the same directions within the loop. So using a right hand thumb rule, you know that is a right hand thumb rule. So it has been seen that the segment of the circular loop carrying a current producing the magnetic field in the same line within the loop. At the center of the circular loop, all the magnetic field lines are in the same direction. So in the center you can see that is a magnetic field lines are in a same direction. So add each other, due to which the strength of a magnetic field increased. So due to this, what happens, the strength of the magnetic field will be increased. So the magnitude of the magnetic field produced by the current carrying circular loop or in a circular wire at its center is directly proportional to the current passing through the circular loop. So the magnetic field that will be produced by the current carrying circular loop is always directly proportional to the current and inversely proportional to the radius of a circular loop. So in this discussion we have considered that the magnetic field produced by the circular loop, which consists of only one turn of the wire. The strength of the magnetic field can be increased by taking a circular coil consisting of a number of turns of insulated copper wire closely wound together. Thus, if there is a circular coil having an n turns, then the magnetic field produced by the current carrying circular loop will be an n times as large as the produced by the circular loop of single turns of wire. This is because in each circular turns of a coil flows in the same directions and the magnetic field produced by the each turns of the circular coil then just add up. So here you can see that is an circular coil is of an 1 turn. If you are taking in so many coils, okay, then what happens? The magnetic field also increased by the number of the turns. So how many turns? That is how many turns of the coils you have taken. So that will be increase the magnetic field. So that is given. The magnetic field produced by a current carrying circular coil will be n times as large as they produce by the circular loop of a single turns of wire. We can now say that the strength of the magnetic field produced by a circular coil carrying current is directly proportional to both the number of the turns n and the current and inversely proportional to its radius. So then the strength of a magnetic field produced by a current carrying circular loop can be increased by increasing the number of the turns of a wire in the coil, by increasing the current flowing through the coil, and by decreasing the radius of the coil. So this is about a magnetic field pattern around the circular loop. So here you can see that here this is a diagram. So this is a white cardboard. So in a white cardboard we have fixed a what coil, and that coil will be connected to the key and battery. When the current is passes through, you can see a magnetic field around this one. So that will be in a pattern of a circular loop. So as it will be concentrate, as it will be moves away, means that circle will become bigger and bigger. At last what happens? It will become in a stripe. The pattern magnetic field lines will become in a stripe. So here you can see that the current will be increased. Then what happens? The magnetic field produced by the this one is also increased. And another one, here we are taken in a single coil. If you are taking in a so many coils, means number of the turns of the wire, then also what happens? The magnetic strength of the magnetic field is also increased. Next it will be decreased by the radius of the coil. So in this one the radius of the coil is decreased, means if it is very thin, then what happens? The magnetic field strength is also increased. So you can see this one coil, okay, the magnetic field of force. So this is an coil. Here the current is flowing. So as the current flows, you can see the concentric circle become bigger and bigger. At last it will become an stripe, okay. Next third pattern is a magnetic field due to a solenoid. So what is solenoid first? Solenoid is a long coil containing a large number of closed turns of insulated copper wire. So solenoid is nothing but we are having a long coil containing a large number of turns of an insulator. So it will be turns of insulated copper wire. So you can see this one. This is a solenoid. Okay, in this one you can take that is so many number of turns. Okay, so this is we are calling as what solenoid. If you are taking a pencil, and in pencil if you are rounding a wire, so that it will become a what solenoid. So solenoid Sn whose two ends are connected to the battery B through a switch X. So you can see that when this is the two end of the solenoid that will be connected to the battery and a key. When a current, electric current is passes through the solenoid, it produces a magnetic field around it. So the magnetic field produced by a current carrying solenoid you can see in the figure. So you can see the figure that is a current carrying in a solenoid. What will be you get a magnetic field lines. Okay. So the magnetic field lines produced by the current carrying solenoid is similar to the magnetic field produced by the bar magnet. So we have seen that as a magnetic field produced by a bar magnet. So just like you can see the magnetic field lines produced through a current carrying solenoid. So this it will become act as a what magnet, bar magnet. Now we can discuss. So please note that the lines of a magnetic field lines passes through the solenoids and return to the other end. So you can see that the magnetic field lines it will be passes through the solenoid and it will be ends in an other end. So the magnetic field lines inside the solenoid are in the form of parallel straight line. So you can see inside a solenoid it will be parallel. Okay. It indicates that the strength of the magnetic field is same at all the points inside the solenoid. So if it is on a parallel to the straight line in the form of so this will indicate that the strength of the magnetic field line will be same in all. So if the strength of the magnetic field is just same in the region, it's said to be uniform magnetic field. Thus, the magnetic field is uniform inside the current carrying solenoid. The uniform magnetic field inside the current carrying solenoid has been represented by drawing in a parallel straight line. So you can see this is in a parallel straight line. So this will indicate a uniform magnetic field strength. Even the Earth magnetic field at a given place is uniform, which consists of parallel straight field lines. So, which runs roughly from a south geographical pole to the north geographical pole. One end of the current carrying solenoid act like a north pole and another end will act as a south pole. So if a current carrying solenoid is suspended freely, it come to rest pointing in the north and south direction just like in a freely bar magnet. So if in a solenoid, one end of the current carrying solenoid will act as a north pole and another will act as a south pole. If we suspend at this one current carrying solenoid freely, it will be just pointer north and south direction just like in a bar magnet. So we can determine the north and south pole of the current carrying solenoid by using in a bar magnet. So how you can find out? Bring in a north pole of a bar magnet near the both end of the current carrying solenoid. Then the end of the solenoid will be repelled by the north pole of the bar magnet will be its north pole and the other end of the solenoid will be attracted by the north pole of the bar magnet will be its south pole. So now listen, if we are consider this is a solenoid, okay, and here this is a north pole. The bring a bar magnet of a north pole of a bar magnet. What happens? The repulsions will be take place. So this will be in a north pole, then this will be south pole. So bring the same north pole of a bar magnet toward the south of a solenoid. What happens? The attractions will be take place. So from this we can find out the north and south pole of a solenoid. The current in each turns of an current carrying solenoid follows in the same directions to which the magnetic field produced by each turns of solenoid adds up, giving a strong magnetic field inside the solenoid. The strong magnetic field produced inside the current carrying solenoid can be used to magnetize a piece of magnetic material like soft iron which placed inside the solenoid. If you are placing some iron that will be wounded by a wire, okay, now a current is flowing to this. What happens? That iron will behave as a soft iron, so that will be behave as a magnet. So using a solenoid we can produce a magnet also. So the magnet thus formed is called as an electromagnet. So the solenoid is used for making an electromagnet. So if you are considering if in an iron pieces is there and uh, in an iron pieces you are wounding, here you are in a just uh, coiling that in a wire, okay, so that will become in a solenoid. So that if it is connected to an a circuit, then what happens? The current will be flow, so that iron that will be wounded by a wire, so that iron will act as an what magnet. So thus we can prepare an electromagnet. So that magnet that is formed by using another solenoid is nothing but it is an electromagnet. So the strength of the magnetic field produced by a current carrying solenoid depend upon the number of the turns in the solenoid, and the larger the number of the turns in the solenoid, the greater will be the magnetization produced. The strength of the current in the solenoid, larger the current passes through the solenoid, then the stronger will be the magnetic field produced. So if the strength of the current in the solenoid is large, then the current passes through the solenoid, the stronger will be the magnetic field produced. The nature of the core material used in making a solenoid, the uses of soft iron rod core in the solenoid produce strongest magnetism. So if you use a soft core iron rod, then it will become a strongest magnet. So strength of the current in the solenoid means the larger the current passes through the solenoid, stronger will be the magnetic field produced. Okay, now you can see that here the number of the turns in the solenoid, the larger the number of the turns in the solenoid, the greater will be the magnetism produced. So here you can see the diagram. So this is a number of the turns. So the number of the turns will be increased, the strength of the magnetism is also increased. Now here you can see the diagram. So that is you are the third point, the nature of the core material used in making solenoid. If it is a soft iron rod as a core in the solenoid, you can produce a strong magnetisms. Now you can see here it is a soft iron. Okay, so that will be wounded by a wire, so this will be act as an what solenoid. Okay, so inside this one, this is an iron rod, so this iron rod will become act as an what magnet when a current is passes through this, and this will become an what they will produce an a strong magnetism. Okay, this is an solenoid. Okay, you can see in a field lines of the magnetic field through and around in a current carrying solenoid, so this will act as an what bar magnet, and you can see this is an a field lines. So in bar magnet also the field lines is like that. So here the current carrying solenoid coil is used as a magnetism steel rod inside the electromagnet. Here it is also we used an a steel rod, so that will be act as an a what electromagnet. Next, a force on a current carrying conductor in a magnetic field. So here we are going to see about another force that will be carrying current around conductor in a magnetic field. We have learned that an electric current flow through a conductor produce a magnetic field. The field so produced exists and a force on the magnet placed in the victim of a conductor. So the field that will be produced in the current carrying conductor, that will a force on the magnet will be placed. So the French scientist Henri-Marie Ampere suggested that the magnet must also exist an equal and opposite force on the current carrying conductor. The force due to the magnetic field acting on the current carrying conductor can be demonstrated using a following activity. So using following activity we can find out the force, means we can see that is the force due to magnetic field act on the carrying conductor. Activity 7. So take a small aluminium rod of about 5 cm using a conducting wire, suspended it horizontally from a stem. So place a strong horseshoe magnet. So you can see this one diagram. Okay, we are taking in a one rod aluminium, so that will be placed. Okay, current carrying rod, so that will be placed in this one. Okay, so aluminum rod AB, and using connecting wire suspended it horizontally from the stem. So we are suspending using a wire in a horizontal. Okay, now place a strong horseshoe magnet in such a way that the rod lies between the two poles within a magnetic field directs upward. From this, put the north pole of the magnet vertically below and the south pole vertically above the aluminium rod. So here we are, what happens, we are just an aluminium rod, and that aluminium rod will be using a conducting wire, suspended it horizontally from the stem. Okay, here we are just an aluminium rod that will be suspended with a wire, and it will be connected to the battery, and here we are taking a what horseshoe magnet. Okay, so in this horseshoe magnet what is given, horseshoe in such a way that the rod lies between the two poles. Okay, the rod will be lies between the two poles within a magnetic field directs upward, and from this put the north pole of the magnet vertically below and south pole will be vertically above the aluminium rod. You can see that is a north pole is vertically below the aluminium rod, and south pole is of a horseshoe magnet is vertically above the aluminium rod, and the rod is in between a two pole of a horseshoe magnet. So this is a setup of an experiment. Okay. Now connect the aluminium rod in the series with a battery and key and a resistor. So we are just connecting this with a battery, key and resistor. Now passes the current through the aluminum rod from an B to A. So we are passing in a current from B to A. What do you observe? It is observed that the rod is displaced towards the left. So when a current is passed from an B to A, what happens? The rod will be displaced towards an left. So towards an left, what happens? It will be displaced. You will notice that the rod get displaced. Now reverse the direction of the current flowing through the rod and observe the directions of its displacement. Now it is towards an right. First we have just passes an current from an B to A. Now, so at that time what happens? The rod will be displaced towards an left. Now we are changing, means we are reversing the direction, that is a current is passing from an A to B. At that time what happens? The rod get displaced towards an right. Why does the rod get displaced? So why means the rod will is displacing. The displacement of the rod in the above activity suggested that the force is exerted on the current carrying aluminum rod when it is placed in the magnetic field. So we are just keeping an aluminum rod in between the magnet. So what happens? There will be the force will be exerted. So it also suggested that the direction of the force is also reversed when the directions of the current through the conductor is reversed. Now change the direction of the field to the vertically downward by interchanging the two pole of the magnet. So now here we have what we have first done, that is we are putting in a north pole below and south pole above the aluminum. Now we are just reversing this one, means we are keeping the north pole above the rod and south pole below that rod. So what happens? So by interchanging the two poles of magnet, it is once again the observe the directions of force acting on the current carrying rod get reversed. It shows that the direction of the force on the conductor depends upon the direction of the current and the directions of the magnetic field. So at that time also what happens, that the directions of the force on the current is also get reversed. So this will be devised depending upon the directions of the current and magnetic field. So the experiment has shown that the displacement of the rod is largest when the direction of the current is at the right angle to the direction of magnetic field. So the displacement will be very large, means that is very high when the directions is at a right angle. So in such a conditions we can use a simple rule to find out the direction of the force on the conductor. So in activity 7 we consider the directions of the current, magnetic field perpendicular to each other, found out that the force is perpendicular to both of them. So the three directions can be illustrated through the simple rule called Fleming left-hand rule. So from this we can find out the directions of a current, magnetic field and force using a simple rule that we are calling as a Fleming left-hand rule. Okay. So what is a Fleming left-hand rule? So Fleming left-hand rule, according to this rule, stretch the thumb, forefinger and middle finger of your left hand. So here this is on a left hand, so you have to stretch the thumb, middle finger and forefinger of your hand, and such they are mutually perpendicular. So they are mutually perpendicular. If the first finger point out the magnetic field, so this is the first finger that will be point the directions of the magnetic field, and the second finger in the direction of the current. So the second finger will shows the direction of the current and the thumb shows the direction of the motion or the force acting on the conductor. So this one, that is an forefinger will shows an field, sorry, that is an first finger shows the directions of a magnetic field, and the second shows a direction of a current, and third shows as a direction of the motion of an motion or the force acting on this one. Okay. Now the device that uses a current carrying conductors and magnetic field including are the electric motor, electric generator, loudspeaker, microphone and measuring instrument. So this will be based on a Fleming left-hand rule. So the principle belonging an instrument like electric motor, electric generator, loudspeaker, microphone and measuring instrument will be depends upon Fleming left-hand rule. Okay, so hope you all are understood this one. So Now, in your science book, the page number 224, that is a blue question, and in the page number 228, there also in a blue question, 228, 229, and 231. Okay, you have to write these blue questions in your notebook. Thank you. We will meet in the next part of this session.